Hi, welcome back to my channel. My name is Leslie, and this is where I share about birth, faith, and family. I am a disciple, a wife, a mother, and a doula. Today I will be sharing with all of you about another word of faith that I've gotten from reading Joshua. That is what I've been studying, and so I am looking forward to sharing it with you. I hope it encourages you mamas on your parenting journey, and we're gonna dive right in. Before we do though, if you like this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you get alerted every time I put out a new video, and leave a comment down below about what you think about this video, because I would love to hear from you. Okay, so continuing on what I was reading in Joshua, I wanted to take a moment to share with you as I was thinking about the parallels between what happened when God wanted to take the Israelites into the promised land the first time and the second time. So for both times, God sent spies. God sent them to spy out the land. The first time, with Moses as leader, he sent 12 spies, 2 of which were Joshua and Caleb. Out of those 12 that he sent, the majority came back scared. Now, when they went to the land, they saw how fruitful it was. The produce was amazing. Everything was it was absolutely amazing. The land was amazing. But apparently, on top of the produce being big and super fruitful, so were the people. And the spies said that they looked like giants, and that they couldn't in their minds imagine how they could ever have this land. Like, we can't defeat them. There's no way. Mind you, God didn't tell them, go check out the land and let me know if you think you can win, and God said, go check out the land I'm gonna give you. Just go check it out. And this was kind of like him giving them a glimpse of like what they were walking into, how great and how amazing it was. I think God meant it as like, here, this is to help encourage you, right? And they took it as like, this is something we have to be afraid of. He meant this to help encourage their faith. Like, look at what God has promised us. Look at what he's given us, right? Look at what he's giving us. Look at what we're going into. And they took it as, we can never have that. Their perception was not what God had intended. They operated out of fear and not out of faith. And so the majority of them ran away scared, ran back to the people, told them it was no good. They all started to complain. Why would God take us out of Egypt to bring us over here to have us be killed by giants? I mean, just talk about seeing the glass half empty, right? I think these people saw the glass completely empty, the way that they were talking. But Caleb and Joshua, they were like, but God said he was giving it to us. Look at how amazing this fruit is. We brought it back so you guys could see, like, this land is amazing. It's prosperous. Like, let's just have faith in God. We're going to be all good. Why? Because Joshua and Caleb just saw God part the Red Sea. And they saw all that God provided for them. And they were like, he just parted a whole body of water for us and destroyed all our enemies. And that was a whole nation of Egypt. And now he says he's going to give us this land, and just because you see a couple tall people, you don't think we can have it? Like, look at how amazing our promise is. And sometimes God will show us things. He'll show us what he's going to give us next. And we have a choice. We can either operate out of fear that like, oh my gosh, Lord, how am I ever going to get there? How am I ever going to achieve that you showed me? You know, you might get a word, a prophecy about who you're going to be, or something that you're going to come into, and it might scare you. Out of fear, you start operating out of fear and not out of faith. But we're called to operate out of faith, right? It's like, I think of this so much for all you pregnant mamas watching. I think about this so much when it comes to the fact that like you go in for an ultrasound, or you go in to like where you hear the heartbeat over a Doppler, however it is, and you get like a glimpse at like your baby. You get a glimpse at the life growing inside of you, and like what's to come, and how you're gonna meet him or her, and how amazing it's gonna be, and the parenting, all that stuff. And you get a glimpse of it, and fear tries really hard to get a hold of you. Fear tries really hard to say, oh, but all these things could go wrong. What about these? Like, you're being tested for X, Y, and Z, like all these complications. Labor is painful, right? And you hear these bad reports from people who have been there before, people who have gone through labor, people who have gone through parenting, and the consensus is, oh, labor is painful, get ready to suffer. The best part is when it's all over. Just get that epidural, you're gonna need it. Like, there's no way you could do this naturally. I mean, the list goes on and on. And it doesn't stop at just the labor part. I mean, there's also people who then tell you about the parenting part. Oh, you're never gonna sleep. Good luck. Those first couple of years are hard. Are you sure you wanna be a parent? Aren't you a bit young, or aren't you a bit old, or like, do you really want to do that? You're having another kid. You just had one. Didn't you just have one? I mean, these are some of the things that I hear. You just had one. Are you really, you're going to have 2 under 2? Like, is that wise? Why would you do that? Good luck. Good luck. But said with that same tone. All that kind of stuff. I mean, the things that people say. The things that people say. Bad reports, right? Or you could be like Caleb and Joshua, and you can see the promise of new life. You can see that your baby, even though you may have sleepless nights, is a gift from God, and you are going to love him or her. You already love your baby so much, and they're not even on this side of the womb yet, and you are just like so excited for all those firsts that, yes, you've never experienced, but you're about to watch someone grow up, and just like those eyes when they look at you for the first time, the love that a child has for his mother is just absolutely amazing. You are going to love like you've never loved before. I mean, all there is, all the hope and promise that there is, not only for your experience as a parent, but also for all that your child could be, all the potential, the limitlessness of your child's life, and all that they could be, and all that they can do, and all that they will go on to be and to do. All of this just helps you to keep in mind that, like, the promised land is beautiful. And it doesn't matter about those giants standing at the door that are fear and that are just there to make you afraid of pain and suffering and all these things that you're being told you have to experience. No, if God promised it to you, if God gave it to you, if God said it is a good thing, that children are a good thing, that they are inheritance of the Lord, they're a heritage of the Lord. If it is something that God has made, then it is good. And I encourage you to rely on what the Word says that it can be. You don't have to have a long, painful, full of suffering labor. In Exodus 1, God gave the Israelites an amazing ability to birth really fast. Why? Because their lives were being threatened, because someone came against them and said one thing. You know what God said? These are my people. I am making a way from them. They are mine. I am faithful. I will see them through. I will make sure their children live and do not die. And it is that same God, He is the same yesterday, today, and forevermore, that has given you a promise of what He's gonna do in and through your childbirth and your parenting. And so have faith in that. Be like Caleb and Joshua, who not only got to see the Red Sea parted, but they got to see the Jordan River parted as well, and they got to walk into Jericho. Then there were 2 spies sent out afterwards. 2 spies sent out when they were going in to get the land of Jericho, the city of Jericho. And mind you, the first time spies were sent, that God sent those 12 spies to check out the promised land, there were no attacks. They went in, they came out, they're perfectly fine, but they still left in fear. No one attacked them, nothing. These 2 guys go into Jericho, and the armies come after them, searching for them. There's an actual threat to them. But you know what happened? God found a refuge for them in Rahab. Rahab hid them away, and she protected them, and she made sure that the soldiers didn't get them. God found them a retreat and safety, even in the midst of the threat. Why? Because God was the one who sent them. God is the one who gave them the promise. God said, go, send to, and be there. And so if he's the one who sends you, he's the one who's going to protect you. He's the one who's going to keep you. And that's what he did with these two men. And you know what they came back and said? They came back in faith. And we're like, we're good. We could go. As a matter of fact, we got to save that girl Rahab because she helped us out. So she's good. She's protected when we go in there and we take the city. When we take the city, not if we take the city, when we take the city. And that's faith. And so I encourage you guys to build up faith. Don't let fear overcome you. And if you are feeling like you need a little bit more of encouragement about this, on how to overcome the fear of childbirth, please check out my 30-minute free webinar. I will link it down below, and I hope that you enjoy it. Thank you so much for tuning in for this video. I hope that this was encouraging to you. I hope that this blessed you, and I am praying and believing that the Lord will see you through this pregnancy, childbirth, and parenting as he has designed it to be. And so I'm praying for you, I'm believing for you, and if you like this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, leave a comment down below, let me know what you thought, and hit that notification bell so you get alerted next time I put out a new video. Until the next one, bye.